Reptiles are some of the most fascinating and interesting creatures on the planet, and every single day it seems that we're learning more and more about them. In today's video, we're going to be going over the top 5 most interesting facts about reptiles you probably didn't know. My name is Pierce LaValle, this is Pierce's Planet, stick around. Yo, what's going on everybody, and welcome back to the channel. I hope you all are doing amazing. I hope you all are staying cool, because out here in Southeast Texas, it is hot. Hot. Today's video is gonna be a fun one. I'm actually really excited about it because while doing the research for this video, I actually learned a thing or two myself. Today, we are going to be talking about the top 5 most interesting facts that I don't think you know about reptiles. And before we even get this video started, I am challenging you, the viewer. At the end of this video, I want you guys to go down in the comment section and let me know how many of these facts you already knew. You might get 1, you might even get 3, but I guarantee you, you're not gonna get all 5 of these facts. Starting off at number 5, did you know that lizards can't run and breathe at the same time?
He's a freak. He's the fastest kid alive.
This is not good.
He's the fastest kid alive.
Have you ever been out on a hike and seen a lizard and started to walk towards it and noticed that it will scurry away from you for a second and then it will just stop in its tracks? It's not because the lizard is dumb and doesn't see you as a threat, it's because it takes a lot of energy for a lizard to run because it can't actually breathe while it's running. The same muscles that the lizard uses to move its legs and run are the same muscles that it uses to actually breathe, just in a different way. The longer the lizard has to run, the longer it's gonna have to wait there and catch its breath. So it's more beneficial for them to run in short bursts than it is for them to run one time long distance and then have to stay in one spot for a long period of time. Monitor lizards are the exception to this rule though. They can actually run and breathe at the same time. They use a process called, I believe it's called gular pumping, but I might have just butchered that pronunciation because I'm not really a scientist, and I don't really know how the process works besides I think they basically gulp the air using those thick neck muscles that they have. But I could be wrong about that. Again, like I said, I'm not a scientist, but I do know that they are the exception to the rule and can actually run and breathe at the same time, unlike other lizards. All right, interesting fact number 4 that you did not know. The outside temperature can actually determine the sex of certain reptile species babies. Now, this reptile fact applies to a lot of different species of reptiles, but it's most predominant in sea turtles. Sex is usually determined during the fertilization stage, but for sea turtles and some other reptile species, it's actually determined during the incubation stage. From what I've researched, cooler temperatures usually mean that the babies are going to turn out to be male in sea turtles, and the warmer temperatures are going to turn out to be most likely female in sea turtles. Now, this also applies to crocodilians as well, but it's the opposite. Warmer temperatures usually lead to more males, and cooler temperatures lead to more females. And that's why climate change can be so devastating to some of these reptile species, because take crocodiles for example. As the temperatures get warmer, there's going to be more and more male crocodiles that are going to be born. If there's more and more male crocodiles that are going to be born, it's going to be harder for them to find a mate. And if it's harder for them to find a mate, then they can't reproduce and have babies. And if they can't reproduce and have babies, then their population isn't growing. And if their population isn't growing, then it's going to be decreasing due to other factors such as deforestation and change in their habitat and just a whole plethora of different things that are affecting these animals. Knowing that temperature can determine the sex of a certain species is also helpful for us as humans as well, because it will help us with conservation projects in the future. If we need more males of a certain species or if we need more females of a certain species, we are able to incubate the eggs to the perfect temperature to get the best results. Anyways, I just thought that was a super interesting fact. You guys might have known that one though, because I'm pretty sure it was on like Our Planet or something like that, and David Attenborough explains it a lot better than I do. All right, most interesting fact that you probably didn't know, number 3. What the heck is a tuatara?
What the hell is even that?
Up until about 2 or 3 years ago, I thought that reptiles just consisted of turtles and tortoises, crocodiles, alligators, snakes, and lizards. But apparently, there is a whole different category called the tuatara. Tuataras look identical to regular lizards. Like if you were just looking at one, you wouldn't be able to tell the difference. I know I sure as hell couldn't. They are fairly small lizards, about the size of a bearded dragon, and they are found in New Zealand. By just looking at them, you really can't tell the difference between them and a lizard. One of the differences between them and lizards are that tuataras don't have external ears. The biggest difference between tuataras and lizards comes down to their bone structure, and honestly guys, I'm not even going to try to attempt to explain that to you because there are just so many scientific-y big words that I don't even understand myself that I would just sound dumb trying to explain it to you. So if you want to learn more about the tuatara, a quick Google search will give you all the answers that you need, and hopefully you'll understand a little bit more than I did. And I highly encourage you guys to Google them because they are really, really interesting lizards and super cool looking. All right, and coming in at number 2 on the list of most interesting facts about reptiles that you did not know is that crocodiles and alligators are actually more closely related to birds than they are to lizards. Now, when I first got educated on that fact, my mind was blown. I had no clue. I mean, just look at crocodiles and alligators. Everybody thinks of them as just giant lizards that live in water. Like, that's what they are. They're swamp lizards, you know what I mean? Crocodilians and birds come from a lineage of archosaurs, which included the dinosaurs as well.
The point is, don't lose your dinosaur.
Whereas lizards and snakes come from a lineage of lepidosaurs. And I am sorry if I butchered those names. Don't come at me in the comments. I suck at scientific names. And when I found out that crocodilians and birds were more closely related than lizards and crocodilians were, I was pretty shook because of all the similarities that crocodilians have with lizards, or so I thought. But crocodilians and birds actually have a lot of similarities, and one example I can give of that is the way they protect their nests. Reptiles, for the most part, are bad parents. Usually they're not really out there defending their nests. A lot of time, in a lot of cases, a lot of different reptile species, so let's take turtles for example, they just kind of dump their eggs in one spot and then they just take off. Whereas birds are known as very, very loving and caring parents. Well, crocodilians are also more bird-like in that sense, where they will defend their nest, the mothers stick around their nest, and even after their babies are born, the mother still protects them and defends them. My level of knowledge doesn't allow me to go too deep into the sciencey aspect of things, but again, a quick Google search will help you out if you want to learn more about the similarities between crocodilians and birds. So with that being said, if you actually put 2 and 2 together, I got one bonus fact that can actually blow your mind as well, and that is that if crocodilians and birds are so closely related, then that means that birds technically are reptiles. And if you don't believe me, that's fine. Then take it from an actual scientist and go watch Clints' Reptiles video on why birds are reptiles.
Well, hi there.
All right, and finally, the number 1 most interesting fact about reptiles that you probably didn't know. Turtles and tortoises drink through their butt. What an absolutely wicked awesome adaptation to have. I mean, who wouldn't want to drink stuff through their butt? Now I get it. Some of you might not find that too impressive. For college fraternities around the country, that's just a normal Friday night. But for a tortoise, that's pretty damn cool. Now in all seriousness, I do need to clarify this though. They aren't actually drinking the water how you would think. They're not really sucking the water up through their cloaca. What they're doing is they're actually absorbing the moisture from the water through a thin layer of skin that is around their cloaca. So no, they don't actually drink through their butt like it's a straw, but it is cool to know that they can get hydrated just by sitting in water by absorbing that moisture through that thin layer of skin around their butt. And honestly, I don't have anything else like scientific or special to say about that. I just thought that that was a really interesting fact and funny because I'm kind of immature. I do want to give you guys another bonus fact though because I thought it was interesting. Although tortoises don't suck up water through their butt like a straw, they do suck up water through their noses like a straw. A perfect example of this is sulcata tortoises. If you ever seen a sulcata tortoise drink, they basically dunk their whole head in the water. And I actually have a few videos of this on my phone, so I'll make sure I put it in this video. And they dunk their whole head in the water, and actually what they're doing is they're drinking and they're sucking up the water through their nose and their mouth at the same time. Really, really cool, and just an extra fact that I wanted to throw in there. So that is it, everybody. That was the top 5 most interesting facts about reptiles that I know you didn't know. And if you say you knew any of these facts before watching this video, well then you're just a damn lie. No, but in all seriousness, you guys, I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and really I do want you to leave some comments down below and let me know how many of these facts you actually did know before this video, or if you learned something new today. Don't forget to like this video, don't forget to subscribe to the channel, and please, please, please share this video. Until next time, everybody, my name's Pierce LaValle, this is Penny, we are in Pierce's Planet, and remember, it's all about the reps, baby. Peace out! But I bet there's a lot of things that we don't. Have you ever noticed that when you're on a hike? Have you ever noticed that when you're on a hike? Have you ever noticed that when you're out hiking and notice it squirts? Monitor lizards are at except. Monitor lizards are. So no, they don't actually drink through their quake. So no, they don't actually drink through their cloaca. Don't forget to like this video, don't forget to subscribe. Don't forget to like this video and don't forget to like this, don't forget to